What's up guys and geeks, Cat117 here, and welcome back to another custom showcase video. Today we have my custom Earthrise Optimus Prime, and before we get into it I just want to apologise for people who are here only for the LEGO customs, because obviously you haven't really had any LEGO customs for 2 to 3 weeks. That doesn't mean that LEGO Customs are gone, obviously not. I am still working very hard on my symbiotes, and there are still some minifigs I want to showcase. But for now, I'm gonna just do some Transformer showcases, just because I'm in the mood for them. Yeah, that's about it in terms of that. Onto Earthrise Prime. This guy is hands down, in my opinion, one of the best Transformers figures ever made. That being said, we were scammed, or me particularly, when we bought Siege Prime, thinking that that was going to be the definitive Optimus Prime figure for the next couple of years, and then Earthrise come along and just sort of flexed on us all, and yeah, so now I went from owning one Optimus, which was the Classics one, to owning about 3 or 4 in about a year. But onto the custom itself, the most sort of glaring difference between this one and the original Earthrise one is the trailer, because the trailer is custom built by me out of LEGO. Let's see if I can get it all on frame. Yeah, the reason why I built this is because the Earthrise one, which is here, I'm just going to put it in front of it for a second, is a bit too short for my liking. So, yeah, you can see here that this one is slightly longer than that. I was actually originally going to use this, as you can see by a bit of dry brushing over it, but when it came to painting the stripe white, it did not go well, so I just decided to build one myself and paint the white stripe on it. That being said, the stripe isn't totally accurate. It is meant to have double blue lines and obviously an Autobot symbol. So you might get an update video maybe talking about the changes I might have made to this trailer, but for now, and probably for the soon to be future, this is going to be the Prime trailer I'm going to use. So, just moving Prime out of the way and folding down that, let's talk about the trailer. So the trailer is made mostly out of light blue-ish grey Lego pieces. Obviously, then I dry brushed it in black and obviously painted on the stripe, which I actually think overall looks pretty good. This is what it looks like from the front. It's just sort of curves into the flat section. Here's the other side, very similar to the other one, obviously. Have a look at the wheels. Paint the hubcaps of them silver, but I think you can probably just use grey ones. Which, speaking of which, if you guys want to actually know how to build this, then please let me know, because I'd be quite happy to do a tutorial. That's the top, and of course the back, and comparing to the official one, and the sides, I don't know how I'm going to get this all on frame. That'll have to do. Tops. And the other sides, and of course the front. Now, one thing that the Earthrise one does have over my version is that it doesn't open up, whereas the Earthrise one does. The back of it does open, like that. For some reason that keeps falling down, just for it to be on camera. That bit does fall down, it keeps doing it. Stop. Right, there we go. That bit does fold down, and it's roughly the same size as the Earthrise one. So chances are, what you can fit inside the Earthrise version, you can probably fit inside this one. like I said, obviously the Earthrise one does open up, but I'm not personally fussed about that. I'd rather just have a good looking trailer, and which I think I've done. I also use this. The reason why it opens up is I use it to store his accessories, or Prime's accessories, but we'll get into them in robot mode, I think. But in terms of the trailer, that's about it. The Technic pin here just sort of plugs into the trailer hitch there, and it does just sort of slide on, then he rolls. I don't think there's an issue with it, and for some reason that wheel isn't rolling, but it fits fine. There's no slantedness, I don't think, on the trailer, or at least it looks pretty straight. Yeah, that's about it for the trailer. So moving on to the cab itself, main things you're probably going to notice is the windows are now black, because I've just always preferred an Optimus Prime with black windows, just been my thing. And the top lights here and here painted yellow. These ones I did do a silver trim on, not very well, to be honest, but well enough. I also paint the hubcaps here silver as well, but the rest of the detail are just basically in 4 robot mode. And speaking of robot mode, we're going to get into that in a second, so I'll see you, well, basically now. So, here we have Optimus Prime in his robot mode, and well, this figure, even without the paint, is really nice. I just love it so much. My only complaint, which sort of is made redundant now, about the figure itself was sort of the lack of paint it did have in certain areas, but overall, it is just a brilliant figure. Like I said at the start of this video, Siege Prime is perfect as well, so I guess if you have Siege Prime and are debating whether to spend the money on Earthrise 1, it's totally up to you really. If you're satisfied with Siege Prime, then you can stick with that. Obviously I'm going to recommend this, but if you kind of don't really want to spend the money, then you don't have to really, because Siege Prime himself is always also, should I say, a masterpiece in himself. But anyway, he's not the focus of this video. If you want to see him, then please let me know. But for this video, it's Earthrise Prime. So, starting off with not his chest, but his head, sideways mode. His head didn't really do much to. I just painted the mouth plate a sort of more chrome silver, and painted the gaps between his eyes silver as well as the side of it, which is more based off my custom Siege version. Obviously, like I said before, the chest paint black with the 2 windows there and there. It does still open up and reveals the matrix. I did not paint the matrix, and I am not going to try to get it out because it is a pain to remove, but it's worth it. Arms, didn't do much on the arms. I was originally going to paint these red, but the paint would just scrape off when moving the elbows, and you cannot at all, unless you risk breaking the figure, swap them with the Siege version, because they're the same bicep piece. Trust me, I tried. That's why there's a load of glue there to keep that shut. I did paint the arrows yellow on his forearms, and I tried to get the lines above the arrows, but they're not very even, and the arrows aren't actually painted that well, so I might go back and redo that. The crotch, I painted these a sort of darker yellow colour to match all of the other yellow on it. There is a bit of scraping of it at the sort of top area, but it's nothing significant. The thighs, didn't do much on. I just painted these bits a sort of silver colour. That's about it. The legs, I painted all of these bits, all of this bit, and this bit, to try and match the G1 toy. So painted these bits black, painted the entire bit of this black, and then grey, with the yellow and the red arrow and the blue, the red and the yellow, the red arrow and the blue, and underneath it I painted it a sort of a darker blue colour, just to sort of give that a bit of colour variation on his legs. I didn't paint these bits grey, as you noticed in the alt mode, mainly because I just like it. It breaks up the colour of the legs, because I don't really think it looks that great having just like full blue legs. I also painted these bits here, little sort of headlights, I guess. The back, basically just the same as the original figure. So here he is. Here he is next to my Siege Custom Prime. Which, like I said, these two are very similar, and both of them are marvellous. So yeah, and also like I said, if you want to see my custom Siege Prime, then please let me know. So that's about it for Prime's robot mode. I did make him some accessories, including his gun. This gun is made from a Perfect Effect Core Magnus gun. The post is just from a generic sword or something. The reason why I stuck that on was because I broke the original post, so I just kind of had to just drill a hole in, stick that in, and glue it together. Yeah, once I did that, I just painted the entire gun black and dry brushed it in silver, and I think it looks really nice. Honestly, I did paint inside the barrel, orange and then red in the middle. Don't know how well you can see that though. Yeah, and his gun just sort of fits in his hand like that, and he can shoot people with it. He can just hold it, and you can just sort of grasp it like that, I guess, at the moment. I did also make his axe, which was originally for the Siege version, which is basically just a paintbrush handle with the brush taken off and a bit of cardboard shoved in. Had it shoved in a bit of cardboard, should I say. Painted that orange with sort of darker orange on the outside. Painted the handle black with a bit of silver, and honestly, it works perfectly fine. I think it looks quite nice. Yeah, that just fits in his hand like this. It just slides in until it can't slide anymore, and that just fits really nicely in his hand. It is compatible with other figures. He doesn't have to have moving fingers, like I said with the Siege Prime. But that's about it for my Earthrise Prime. Once again, here he is with Siege Prime, if I can get them both on frame, just about. Yeah, this guy is a great improvement to the Siege Prime, but like I've said about 6 times in this video, Siege Prime is also beautiful, and he's also custom painted, so again, if you want to see him, then please let me know. And also let me know if you don't want to see him, because I really appreciate any sort of feedback, as long as it's constructive and basically not toxic. But yeah, that's basically it. Let's see if I can get his trailer on frame. Ooh, only just. Yeah, that's my Earthrise Prime. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it. If you liked this video and my others, please consider subscribing and sticking around. That's about it for today. So I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.